dick in a porn scene.
No,
because I need cock and scene. I can't do just lesbian.
Yeah, no.
Is your mic on? No, you're not on. Now you're on. Alec, hello, welcome to the program.
Hey guys.
Hey, real quick, Duke, you've been promoted at John's Architectural. Congratulations, well earned. We really should be patting Alec on the back. I feel like every successful thing we've done here is because of Alec.
That is very true.
He's bringing in the A players. You should. You know what I think Alec is really good at? I think he's good at fucking recruiting.
I mean, I appreciate the compliment. I
think he's good at recruiting.
I mean, I haven't really thought about that, but when you look around, it's like, shit, I brought in my brother, I brought in you.
Leon Gill, right?
I mean,
well, you got some folks waiting in the bullpen as well. Harry, another guy named Aaron, maybe, or is that Leon's guy? Leon's trying to diversify. He said we need more African Americans here, and I totally get it. I mean, there's more Colombians here. There's more people coming off that fucking train from Venezuela here that Biden has that stupid app than there are. Anyways, I do want to send a shout out though to Jess. We are filling in for her. This is her show, Dugout Dialogue. Big shout out to her. She's going through some stuff, so she asked us to fill in. Yes, it's Duke and Alec here. We've got a ton of shit to talk about. First, let's jump right in. Phillies-Braves game last night, then we're going to talk a little ALCS and then World Series predictions. This will be a pretty quick show. We'll start with Duke and Alec. We'll start with Alec, and then we'll go to Duke, unless Duke wants to start.
Yeah, okay, you can go.
What were your thoughts on the game yesterday? Talk a little stare down there. Phillies look fucking dominant. What is going on right now?
Yeah, you know what? I think I don't understand what is up with the Braves every time we get to the the postseason. They have a great season. All their lineup is just outstanding. They had multiple guys over 40 home runs this year. Ronald Acuna might be the NL MVP, but then you get here and then they go cold. I don't really understand, but you know what? It might have a little bit to do with that little break right when the season ends to that that wild card series, and those number one seeds are kind of just chilling. Might have a little bit to do with it because look, the Dodgers just got swept by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you got the Braves who are kind of cold right now against the Phillies. I will say though, the Phillies are hot right now. I would not want to play them right now. Tonight you got Spencer Strider on the mound for the Braves. Obviously, we know what he brings to the table. But you're back in Philly again with that ferocious crowd another night. I don't know. I mean, it might end tonight. I mean, what do you think, Duke?
I always have said if this matchup were to happen in the postseason, the Phillies have had their number. They had their number last year. What makes you think history can't repeat itself? Philadelphia Phillies baseball these last couple of years have been the environment. Bryce Harper knows when to turn it up when it matters. Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, they got players that can carry this team to a championship. Don't be surprised if the Phillies do end this tonight, even with Spencer Strider on the mound. Remember, they got the best of him in game one. They got to him. So he's not invincible. There is no pitcher in baseball that is invincible when it comes to postseason baseball. It's about when the bats click in and the right pitching is established. The Phillies right now, to me, they're the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, with how they're playing right now, I would not be surprised if they go on and win the championship.
I would not be either.
It's you get hot at the right time. That's
can't
baseball.
Be something to be shocked for. That is the reason why Bryce Harper ultimately went to Philadelphia. He went there to win a championship.
I mean, yeah, that's saying, get hot at the right time. You look at the Diamondbacks, they weren't a sexy pick all year.
Yeah.
People thought halfway through the season, it's still a fluke, they'll fall off. They're in the fucking NLCS right now.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks are a very good young team.
Now.
They are a good young team that's going to be on the rise for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, they got pieces. They got Andrew Jones' son and waiting to come up here in the next couple of years, Drew Jones. They got an actually local.
Corbin. Well, who's that guy?
Corbin Carroll.
Yeah,
Corbin Carroll. They got a local guy too, Blaze Alexander, who played Little League in our area growing up. He's a AAA shortstop.
Really?
Okay. So he's waiting in the wings.
Little homegrown there.
Yeah, exactly.
They got pieces, man.
They do. The Diamondbacks are going to be a very good team.
So people probably lost money on the Dodgers, I would assume.
People definitely did.
Everybody was like, who wasn't watching baseball, was probably like, Dodgers.
But you know what? They made a move for Lance Lynn. He pitched well at times, but then he pitched last night just like how he did on the White Sox.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, he's probably about done.
I mean, he's about at that age.
He was not as scary as he used to be.
And that's another thing with these Dodger bats. So Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, old.
1 for 21 in the series.
It's like these teams that have magnificent seasons, they just in the playoffs fold, man.
They folded. They got Clayton Kershaw. They got the best of him. They got the best of Lance Lynn.
Yep.
The Diamondbacks bats heated up against these pitchers.
Yep.
For some reason, the Dodgers pitching in the postseason has always been flat.
Yep.
And a lot of people pick them to win World Series every year, because they're the sexy name of the Los Angeles Dodgers. People are like, oh, this is going to be the crown prince of baseball. How does that turn out every year?
And last night, I'll tell you what, the Diamondbacks hit 4 home runs 1 inning?
Yeah.
I mean, they were lighting it up.
The Phillies hit 6 home runs yesterday.
6?
6.
Bryce had 2, right?
Yeah,
believe
Nicholas Castellanos had 2.
Love that guy.
That's a great bat right there. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Love that guy.
He
ex-Cub.
Yep. And he is a big spark plug. His bat, along with Schwarber and Harper, you have 3 of the best bats in one conference.
We're guarding that stare down with Orlando Arcia,
what was that
shortstop.
about?
Apparently, Arcia said something in the clubhouse after game 1, was it, Duke?
When they
made a comment.
The Braves won game 2, so it might have been game 2.
It might have been game 2. He made a comment about wait at a boy Bryce or something because he got tossed. And he's like, oh, that was supposed to not be heard outside the clubhouse.
There's many people in baseball that you don't want to set the fuse to.
I mean,
Bryce Harper is one of those guys.
Yeah.
You do not want to light a fuse in him because his bat will come alive if you do that.
I tell you what, the whole talk the past 12, 15 years has been like, Bryce Harper was supposed to be the face of baseball because he was, he up at 18 years old playing, right?
Yeah.
Trout kind of overtook him on that, and he was like the best. But
in the
playoffs, Harper is another fucking level in the playoffs.
Yeah, Bryce Harper, when it comes to the playoffs, is a dominant player.
Let me ask you a question. Let me flip it. Let's say the Braves come back. And now I agree with you. This is not a team you want to play. This reminds me of the Cardinal wild card teams, right? They just get in, they get hot, kind of like hockey almost a little bit, but baseball, nothing truer. Wild card team winning World Series all the time, but they weren't the wild card team. Okay, so we've got another wild card team situation here where they could easily run the table. I would not want to play them, but let's not pump here. Braves still won over 100 games for a reason, and they got to Spencer the first time. Come around again. Does he change up his game? And what happens if the Braves turn around and win the series? What does that mean for Phillies fans now?
It's a big letdown because the expectation of the Phillies thinking they have the Braves numbered and the whole script is flipped around.
Yeah.
The Braves were expected to win this series this year. So for their fans, their expectations were met, but I don't know about 5 games. That kind of worries Braves fans because if you're playing a hot Diamondbacks team, that's a little scary, knowing that they have something to play for as well.
Yeah, I think you know what, my opinion. I hate to be that guy because the Diamondbacks have been doubted all year, but I like the Phillies or the Braves in that NLCS, whoever makes it from.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you.
I just don't, and it sucks because they've done this to the Diamondbacks all year. Like, I don't know, and they just keep proving people wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the Phillies and the Braves and that NLCS.
How much is that rest going to pay off for the Diamondbacks, especially if this goes another game for Phillies?
I mean, rest is always good, but
or is it more for the pitchers?
It can always be.
But will the bats go cold?
Yeah, that's the thing too. You got to worry about that too. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
How about that travel though across? If you got to travel to Arizona and then back to Philly or Atlanta, I mean that takes
a toll
across the country.
Yeah, and that's a 7-game series.
Yeah. Not as bad as complete east to west, but like that. All right, cool. So we're going to jump into some stats real quick. Spencer Strider, of course, the ace for the Braves, 25, 3.86 ERA. The over-under for tonight, low gambling action, 8.5. It opened up now at 8. Everyone thinks the under is going to hit, usually in situations where you have 2 good pitchers. Talk to me about the pitchers on the Philly side, though, with Mr. Suarez, 4-6 record. 4.18 ERA.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean to the over now if this thing's fucking sitting at 8. What are your guys' thoughts on the over under here and Suarez in general? And then you just go with what do you think of the prediction of this series is?
I think I would take the over tonight just based off of the matchup, the Phillies pitcher. I think that Strider will shut down the Phils tonight.
But you think that alone? How many? You think the Braves at least get 5-6 tonight?
Oh yeah,
and Phillies score just enough to get over.
I believe enough in the Phillies or in the Braves lineup that they'll come out ready to play tonight. They're not backing down.
They're not. They're not a team that's going to back down.
But if you're a Phillies fan, I mean, you worry about it going back to Atlanta now.
You do
because
that's what I'm saying. I have a weird I love the Philly Magic, but I feel like the Philly Magic run short too, right? They haven't won a series, right? They've been losing when they needed
lost the
to,
World
right?
Series last year.
And so they were in the World Series last year.
Yeah, they're the reigning NL champs.
Got it. So they're on a fucking mission.
Yes,
and I'll tell you what, if Bryce Harper and this group go all the way, Bryce Harper has that animal spirit, or not spirit, Jesus Christ, that animal mentality.
He does.
Yeah.
And when you got Schwarber, we were talking about this real quick. I'll just end on this. The Schwarber last, fuck that. Anyway, Suarez, go back to Suarez. What do you say?
Yeah, I think.
You like the over? My bad.
I think
Sorry.
the Braves get to him tonight,
Got it.
and
I think the Braves do as well.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it flips and the Braves end up winning this series, because if it goes back to Atlanta,
Yeah,
I mean, that last night,
this is the game.
Last night, those Phillies fans, they were mocking the Braves chant. I
Oh,
mean, they were all
bro.
into that. But you do not want to go back to Atlanta.
You don't.
Real quick, powerful offense, Duke. What happens though? Let's go the other side with Atlanta here.
Mm-hmm.
You piss them off. It's a high-powered offense here.
Yeah.
Will they stop? They could put up 14, right?
They have a lineup that can put up as many runs in a game as you allow them to put up.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right,
it's
what do you
gonna-
got? What do you got in this with Suarez tonight? You like Suarez or no? Oh, you like the over, and you think Atlanta wins too?
Yeah, I believe they're going to win too. I think
So
they're
it's
going to
going
get the best of
okay.
Suarez.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next topic here. ALCS. We're going to do a little preview here. It's the Texas Rangers versus the Houston Astros. We'll start with Alec again. The lovable losers, I guess. They're not losers. They're winners. Astros. What's going on? Is they still cheating? They got a whole new. Is that scandal over?
Yeah, that scandal's been put to rest. But you know what?
Still a good team.
Astros 7 straight years in the ALCS. I really like them in the ALCS over the Rangers, just because the Rangers have, they don't have much. What's the word I'm looking for here? Shit, you're gonna have to cut this out.
No, yeah, I will.
They don't have much experience in championship series like the
Right.
Astros do. Been there, done that. They, Jose Abreu, they picked him up from the White Sox in the offseason. He was kind of cold all year. But I'll tell you what, he has 3 home runs in the last 2 games, and his bat's been on fire.
And that's why
That helps them a lot.
I remember when that happened, and I told everybody, I said, just wait. It's such a long season. He is going to snap right when they need him. And now you got a guy like Abreu who's playing like the Abreu you know.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Duke. Sorry, I cut you off there.
This is going to be easy for me.
Well, Duke's been harping on the Rangers all year.
I believe in.
Okay.
I am a big Bruce Bochy believer.
That's right. Okay.
He has won 3 World Series last decade with the Giants. He was brought into this team
Mm-hmm.
to bring a championship to Texas. They have an all-star lineup, just like the Braves, where a bunch of players from their team went to the all-star game,
Mm-hmm.
and they can heat up at any moment.
Got it.
If there is a team that can beat the Astros and make it to the World Series, it is Texas.
Mhm.
I said that when the postseason started. They have enough.
Is it the pitching that's going to outlast this, or how's the?
It's the
okay.
bats.
Okay, it's the bats. That's
It's the bats.
that can beat this Astros team.
Yes. And
How are the Astros going to defeat the Rangers? Pitching.
pitching?
Got it.
And their bats hitting as well. You're going on
Experience.
Alvarez, experience, Bregman,
Dusty, the
Alvarez,
manager.
Oh
like Dusty.
my
Jose Altuve,
God!
Dusty Baker.
Fuck me.
You like Dusty.
That piece of shit.
No, I'm
You
not
know what?
I'm not a fan.
I like him, but I don't. I was being sorry. The COVID year when he had like the triple toothpick, it was fucked up. Go ahead.
The Rangers,
Dusty's a good manager.
I would like this matchup more in favor of the Rangers if they had Scherzer. He is out. Astros have Verlander. I mean,
That's kind of cool. These guys are still fucking rolling, man.
yeah, they're still rolling.
And this is what I was talking about when the Rangers went out and got Scherzer. Did they give up a lot? And that was right before the deadline. Do we remember, or was that
I believe
draft
they gave
picks?
up a top prospect.
Either
for him.
way, a lot of people were giving them shit, and this is High Level Sports Center at the time I saw it. But I'm like, look, they're planning for the deep run, and they need a guy like this who can pitch. Maybe just from a standpoint of intimidating people, because obviously we know at times he's not what he used to be, but we know he's good.
Mhm.
But look at Verlander, fucking Scherzer. When they got to turn it on, they fucking turn it on.
Yeah, they do.
It's like when the White Sox put that World Series together. They had El Duque. Everybody came together. They're fucking prime.
Nobody was picking the White Sox.
Hernandez, that dude from the Seattle.
Mhm.
Anyways, okay, so ALCS Sunday for Game 1, 8:15 Eastern. We already did the predictions, but let's go Game 1. Who's taking Game 1? Duke, we'll start with you.
I'm going to take the Astros just because Verlander's on the mound, and I think to start the home field advantage, the crowd's going to be behind you. They're going to be rowdy.
I've been there,
I
by the way.
believe
It's a nice
the
place.
Houston Astros will take Game 1.
really loud.
Yeah,
What
I
do you think?
agree. I think Astros take game 1. I think the Rangers, there's no way that there's a sweep by the Astros in this series. I do have the Astros winning, but I think the Rangers will put up a fight. I do.
Before, for me, I think the Astros, the fact that they've been there, Dusty, but this crew, they're on a mission. So the Rangers have a tough task in front of them. I don't know much other than that. That's why I'm filling in here. But I will say this: do we remember? Oh, the Orioles. Quick comments and thoughts on that. Do you think a lot's going to run through Baltimore in the future now that they've been ousted early? Because I know they were a big favorite to come out of the AL as well.
They have a very bright future.
Yeah, they do.
They will be in contention for a very long time.
Yeah, they won
Okay.
over 100 games this year. The Orioles just don't have the experience in the postseason.
I was going to say, what happened?
They went cold.
Okay.
They didn't. Their bats weren't really doing anything. But you know what? With the Orioles, the knock on
They
them
didn't
all year was
expect
the pitching. Right? The pitching was a little off all year. They need more pitching.
Pitching and defense wins championships. Right?
Yes,
in
it
MLB.
does. Mm-hmm.
Or is it shifting to bats? Like if you can,
I think
it's pitching.
Okay.
Yeah,
defense
pitching.
and defense.
Yeah.
Got it. And it's good to hear because they don't score, you don't lose. And I remember when the Cubs were playing the Dodgers in a series, and Kershaw was on the mound, and it might even have been a game 1 or a game 5 situation where he got to us or whatever. But eventually, you see these guys so much, the bats they're going to get to them.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is Schwarber fitting in well with the Philly Magic? I just want to know. I haven't been paying attention.
Yes.
Okay, good. So
It's blended right in.
love that guy. All right. World Series predictions as of today. You picked who do you got?
The matchup I'm going to go with, as of what I see, I'm going to go Rangers Phillies.
Okay.
Just because they're the two hottest teams in baseball right now. And I think it's going to come down to the great lineups that they have.
Okay. Alec.
I got Braves Astros.
Yeah. Okay.
Astros, they're just so experienced. I think they get there.
Yeah.
Braves with their lineup. I think they start to get hot and turn this series around. But I like Braves Astros, and I like Braves winning the World Series.
Yeah, and that's what a story that'll be. Obviously, they're facing elimination, right? Right now. Okay.
I like the Rangers, but I just can't see like a first-year manager coming in and winning a whole thing. It'd be a great story, but I don't know. I think they're
first year experience.
That's what I
manager.
meant.
Yeah.
No, first year on the team
with the
on
Rangers.
The team,
with the Rangers.
But as far as the championship experience,
no, I know
Sure.
I know
Sure.
his resume.
And look, he's going against a guy in Dusty Baker who, and correct me if I'm wrong here real quick, I'll edit this. Does he have the title yet or no?
Yes, he won his first last year.
He did. Oh,
Yep.
the Astros won it last year?
Yes.
Make sure. Okay, good. I'll add it. Or we leave it in because it's funny and that's why I don't do baseball shows. But okay, so that's not as big of a deal. So the pressure's off this guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good series. For some reason I'm getting a feeling of a lot of overs. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't know what the lines are for that first game.
There's a lot of hot bats left in the
Okay.
There
playoffs.
is. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a
And
lot
do you
of great
guys,
bats.
real quick, from baseball perspective, you guys play baseball, of course, and are involved in it. Did day games in the playoffs or in general, the day games in the game 1 and the game 2s and game 3s that are day games kind of buried in the Saturday, they're hidden, you got college football on. Do you feel guys are more excited for that, or do they want the night game more in the playoffs, or does it not matter yet because you're still in that? I mean, it's the ALCS. Or are there no day games anymore for the ALCS? They're all night games, right?
I think all the championship series games are all night.
Yeah, but
My
I will
bad.
answer your question
But from
on
a
that.
player perspective, Anthony,
As a player perspective, I love the prime time, only game on type thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're the spotlight right now. I mean, that gets you excited.
It
There's no
does.
better feeling than that.
It does.
Okay, great. All right. Well, any final thoughts? We'll go around the horn here. We'll start with Duke. We'll go to Alec. We'll go to me. And my World Series prediction, I'm with Alec. I like the Braves. I think if they are the team that they should be, Spencer goes out, throws a fucking gem. I still like the over though, because it's like in football. Anytime you get two good defenses, you always take the over. Everybody thinks no points are going to be scored. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts, Duke, as we head into this weekend here on Dugout Dialogue, a show that you used to be on, by the way. Do you feel weird right now? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, I do. Feel
it's good to be back into Philly for
a
good scenario. It is. But the final thought I'm going to have is teams, managers, and players that have been in these type of moments, been in World Series, they're going to always find that extra motive when they're out there still to this day. They're going to find the motive to try to go back and do it again. Whether it's the Phillies or the Astros, Don't be surprised if we see a rematch from last year's World Series as well. So be out on the look for that.
You're saying in general, like these teams, so whatever Philly did last night to try and win, they're going to do the same thing tonight?
Yeah, they're going to keep carrying that on. They're playing for a mission.
Got it.
They lost the World Series last year.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking out to win it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Bryce Harper is getting up there.
Yep.
He wants a ring.
Yep.
The whole team wants a ring. They're all motivated. They brought in Trey Turner just to help that.
Mm-hmm.
But
you guys think the star talent right now is better or worse as it was with the Barry Bonds and going back to those Jeter days with the Yankees? You guys were obviously.
Ooh, that's a tough choice.
That's a very tough.
Younger.
That's a very tough answer.
I don't know. I think the guys these days
is it younger players now advancing farther? Where back in the day it was you had more of the stars and the dynasty modes.
I think back in the day it was better because still Trout has only been in one postseason in his whole career,
and that
was 9 years ago.
Sad, right?
That's because the Angels are in shambles.
Right.
That is true. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
If Trout wants to win, he needs to get the fuck out of there.
At this point, yeah.
And the only team, ironically, he said he would ever play for besides the Angels is the Phillies.
Wow,
man, that'd be nuts.
Can you imagine if he was
That
there right
would be
now?
nuts.
And they traded. I would have traded the farm for that.
Yeah.
Where do you bat him if he was in this lineup right now?
Second.
Right behind. And then who's third? First baseman?
Harper.
Our guy Harper? Okay.
I would go Schwarber,
Castellanos,
Trout, and Harper.
Fourth, Castellanos. Or who's going four?
probably Castellanos.
Yeah,
Castellanos,
probably Castellanos.
yeah.
I would maybe hit
He's a
Trey
switch.
Turner
He's a
fifth.
switch hitter,
Yeah,
though,
Trey
right?
Turner, yeah.
Oh, how's Trey been? Is he quiet?
You know what? He started.
He was
off the year
struggling.
bad.
He started off bad, but now
Struggled
he's
for a
heating up little
while.
bit more.
Would love to see him in a leadoff spot. What's going on with the Schwarber leadoff situation?
He's
We'll end
doing
on that.
fine.
He's
Okay.
doing good with
The
it.
Cubs did that during their run a couple times. He likes it.
Everyone questioned it on the Cubs. They're like, "What the?"
Everybody
I know,
did, but
I
now
know.
it fits him in this
It's
Philadelphia Phillies
it's just
lineup.
how it works.
now.
Yep.
Last question. Has the time clock or any of the newer rules affected anything yet major in any game?
I haven't seen it.
Are you liking it? Is it going
Yeah.
faster?
Yes.
You know what? It goes faster, but if you really like, you kind of hardly notice it now, though.
No, you really
it
don't.
It doesn't seem like
All
it's
right, all right.
You don't.
affects anything really.
This is about the time I start really tuning in. So I'll be, and I here's why. There's money to be made. You guys know me. I'm on the gambling side of the a lot of these shows here, but I see that 8.5. The thing that worries me though, and that's why I'm taking the over. Well, there's two things that worry me. Anyways, I'll say the same thing over and over again. If Spencer shuts them out, Braves only need to score fucking 2 runs.
Mhm.
That gonna happen? I don't know. You know,
It's
who
very
partied?
possible.
Well, actually, no. Nobody partied last night. You just gotta wonder.
It's the Diamondbacks.
Is oh yeah, right. Did they party? Is that Philly? Did they blow it all last night? You know, was there too much of a cum show? You know, and where the Braves are like, okay, yeah, you had fun.
And now tonight they just come out and
we go.
shove
You know
it
what I'm
down
saying?
their throat.
Like I'm talking, and you tell me if I'm crazy. Lead off, Atlanta, bunt. He gets on. And then then he steals, right? And then you feel like that's the type of thing that I think we might see early.
Yeah.
It's a very possible.
I can't wait to tune in later. It's gonna
What
be a
time's
great
that?
game.
7:00?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Gotta go. All right, love you, everybody. Oh, Alec, final thoughts, and then me. Sorry.
Final thoughts on this weekend?
Just in general, baseball. Yeah, it's just something I always end every show with. This is Jess's show.
Yeah.
But whatever you want to say. Yeah.
Final thoughts. Yeah, I think I'm excited for these, this weekend in terms of the playoffs. I mean, it's always a great time. October baseball doesn't get
Mhm.
better than that.
Yep.
Jess and Duke and I, when, as we started Dugout Dialogue, we had our World Series picks. Some of the teams we used to bring up every week are still in,
Yeah.
Braves. Philly, for some reason, we didn't never mention the Phillies that much. It was all
I never even thought of it until
Well,
the whole season happened.
Braves, Rangers. We were always kind of,
Yeah,
Orioles,
Orioles,
Rays, who
Orioles.
shit the
Rays.
bed. But they got knocked out. Orioles, yeah. But I'm excited to see how this plays out. And it sucks that Jess can't be on the show today. Hope everything's going well with her.
Yeah, I
And-
hope so too.
Yeah.
And
Thoughts and prayers will be with you.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
So miss you,
I agree
Jess.
with
Hope you're
that.
doing well, and praying for you and your family. But holding down the fort while you're gone.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Let us know if you want to do it next week. I'm always exhilarated to talk about baseball. It's a great game. It's America's pastime. I do like it. I just am honest and upfront. I've been so busy. I haven't watched shit this year. All I do know is that the Cubs missed the wild card, and I really like the philosophy that they have coming up, and I'm going to keep a little bit of that homedom here. like you guys always did. You talked about the Angels and, of course, the Chicago White Sox. There's nothing to talk about. So with the Cubs, what I think they have going forward is important, and they're just basically going to figure out who are we going to trade for more pieces. They've got so much young talent coming up left and right.
Need pitching,
and so with so much talent though on the other side, and I say other side, other positions, got to trade for pitching. I was going to say that. Final thoughts though, David Ross. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a new manager.
See you later. All right, cool. That's it. Let's take a break. Get some water. It's 4:04. If you guys want to get out of here, get out of here. Duke, if you want to stay, we could do HFT.
Yeah, I'll stay.
All right, cool. Let's take a break. I'm gonna change too. Do you have another shirt or no? I can get you a hoodie. You want to wear that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. I'm gonna change shirts just so. Thank you, Alec. Yeah.
Hey, come on, buddy. Let's go.
Have the same
Get in the car.
Hey, where you at?
He's by my feet again. Come on, buddy.
Oh, big good.